14,770 pounds. Jayco's first front kitchen fifth wheel here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan, and they've killed it. A couple years ago, Montana kind of made some waves in the business, coming up with the industry's first real functional front kitchen, and it's been a big mainstay of their lineup for a while. But Jayco was very slow to adopt the idea, not because they didn't like it, but because they wanted to make sure they did it to the best of their ability. And they took several years really going through and combing and developing and thinking about how to do this. And they have made one of the most functional, best sitting, best sleeping, best dining front kitchen arrangements I've ever personally seen, and I do this for a living. So, one of the very best aspects of this floor plan is that unlike a lot of RVs, unlike a lot of big high-profile full-size fifth wheels, usually with those things, when you open the door, you can't get to nothing. And at a glance, if I open the door, you're like, well, there's a sofa, their slides were blocked off. But one of the things I really like about this front kitchen here is, you know, the fact that Jayco was slow to adopt it, because they really wanted to make sure that any travel critical function was travel available. So this table can actually turn. And right now I've got it set north-south so that you have more room to walk through here. And what this means is, as you can see, if you need to get up here, you need to pack the kitchen, you need to stop and make a sandwich, you need to get to the fridge, you can do all of that. But what's also really cool is behind that slide over there is the door that gets you to the bedroom and the bathroom. So again, it's super traveling friendly. So let's teleport our way over there and check her out. And here we are at the back door. Now, what's kind of cool, you notice how the door is in the hallway. The door doesn't open into the bedroom, which is one of those things that a lot of original front kitchens and especially front living rooms were guilty of. A lot of front living rooms still are. So if you need to get in here, obviously we have easy traveling bathroom access. Now for the bedroom, you can get back here. You can pack up the vast majority of your clothes. Even with the slide closed, you're going to need to do a sideways two-step to get through here, and then you are going to need to basically crawl on the bed, just on your knees real quick to get to those closets. But the fact is, you can still get back here, to hang up all your clothes and everything. Now, I'm a big guy, and I just slid through there twice. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. But this is a destination trailer, and when you open this thing up, oh my gosh, guys, it's amazing. And starting with these extra tall vaulted ceilings, all the way down, you've got these huge visibility and airflow windows just all over the place. This thing is, you step in it and you're like, oh yeah, I'm in something very different, very sharp and ritzy right here. That is a power theater recliner with heat and massage. We'll actually come back to that in a little bit, because I think one of the focal points that a lot of people want to see is the kitchen area. Now, one of the things you're not seeing is the whisper ducted 15,000 BTU air conditioner here. This RV has a 30,000 BTU air system with dual 15,000 units that share ducting, as it were. Now, what they did here is they really kind of rearranged things. They moved the dining a little bit. They moved the fridge. Obviously, we saw easy traveling fridge access. But a quick note on that fridge. This is an 18 cubic foot gas electric fridge freezer. For some very good reasons, we tend to be pretty biased, partial, slanted toward an RV fridge in a model like this. I 100% feel this is the better option for this floor plan. The one benefit, really, of an electric refrigerator, the residential fridge in a lot of models, is that the unit itself does have a little bit better insulative quality. So if the RV has the fridge mounted in a slide out and you live in screaming hot sun country with no slide awnings, the fridge may struggle to keep up if you don't keep it full. But since this is in the main body of the RV, there is no real benefit to an RV or a residential refrigerator here. It's slightly less money, but the first time your refrigerator has any sort of issues, because it's bouncing down the road, which it's called a residential refrigerator. It is not made for RV applications. It's not made to go down the road in a towable RV that lacks a motorized air ride suspension system. This, I think, is the correct option here. Now, you know, especially now that it's 18 cubic foot, I think had they had this 18 cubic foot fridge available years ago, the residential fridge never would have been a thing that's out there confusing people. But other than that, up here, now that I'm off my my platform, we are carpetless upstairs. We are easy cleaning. We've got the solid surface countertops everywhere. And another thing I like is the way that they really accomplished an impressive amount of storage space here without making this thing look blocky and bulky. Starting down below that countertop, they really extended the cabinet capacity back there pretty darn far, and obviously gave you a nice place for wastebaskets. But what I like, what front kitchens often lack in a fifth wheel, is a dedicated vertical pantry. Instead, it'll have these little cabinets kind of busted up here, there, and everywhere. And that, I think, is one of the best things that they included right here, was having this dedicated vertical pantry. And notice they never missed an opportunity. You want windows, you want light, you want airflow, you got it. And these have those nicer roller night shades throughout, as well as a privacy shade for the front windshield also. Now, the high-rise sink here, nicer hardware. You can tap on it. You can hear the difference between actual metallic hardware and cheaper plastic. Inside the solid surface counter, we've got very deep, very generous stainless sink basins. And you can see that we have that chef-grade bamboo cutting board cover here and a roll-away aluminum drying rack. If you're ever here, people do that all the time. They roll them up, roll them down like a slinky. I love the symmetry of the nose cap of this as well, this front kitchen area here. Now, over here in the slide portion of the kitchen, this is very interesting, very cool, and very different. We're going to start with the fact that we have a very residential style sealed burner stove system right here, so you don't have to like tear the thing half apart just to clean it. And note how much countertop space is behind that stovetop. They really utilized a lot of area back there to give you some very good bonus prep area or decorative area, and of course you have a shade for the window behind as well, which will also open for airflow. Now, this is where this is really neat. But it's unfortunately, I don't have it displayed in a way that's easy to see right now. That is a TV cabinet. A TV is included with this. A TV is mounted in that door. The TV is a miniature, what I like to call pantry-tainment center. But what's really neat about it is this TV can actually swing open to face the upstairs dining area, the second, in a sense, dining area, if you will, because down in the living room, I think you'll be able to do plenty of dining down there. But there's also storage back here and everything else. So they, you know, the TV can swing out to face the table. And what's really cool is, like, in this kitchen, the seating faces away from the main living room TV. So you never really lose out on the entertainment. Now, what they did here is also different and interesting. They put the microwave down low, which I think, personally, is a really smart decision. Because RVs usually have microwaves mounted so darn high that even I, as a taller person, can struggle to reach it. And they make it so that you never have to get on your hands and knees to dig down for the storage. The storage in this thing really comes to you. When it closes up, it has such a nice, clean appearance. One other thing I'd like to show you here is these have residential soft close drawers as well. It's just one more nice little feel feature. Now, let me back up, give you a good look at it. When you're just kind of in day-to-day camp mode, again, nice, clean look and feel. And notice the indirect lighting above the slides. You'll see that repeated through the entirety of the kitchen and the living area. And that indirect light helps that, because this RV is taller. Like, I'm standing up here where the nose of the RV has begun to taper down. And if I can spin you around for just a second, you can see even all the way up here, even against the sidewall where the roof corners down, I still have plenty of headroom to fully stand up in here. This is never a model that you're going to have to duck in unless you're like 7 foot tall. And that's part of the reason is because North Points are taller than the average high-profile fifth wheel. North Points and Pinnacles build themselves a little bit taller along the roof line, which is one of the reasons they need low-profile front and rear air conditioners. The extra vent up here, also very handy for light and airflow, you know? I mean, they just really nailed every aspect of this. Now, the dining area right here, that table can actually pivot. When we were getting in the RV at first, remember I had it facing north-south. Right now I've got it at an angle position. You can also mount it east-west, however you want. And you don't have to like move the table, just the top spins. There's a little quick release latch. And there's even some bonus storage space under those seats. So for that irregular, not everyday use stuff, you've got it there. And you can see how there's some handy household outlets even right next to the table here. They just really didn't miss anything. Even this little sort of decorative pillar right here. And what I like about this pillar is how it helps create definition, and that's what I like about this floor plan. It has a defined living room, a defined kitchen, and they did that without making the RV like feel blocky and cut off or anything like that. Now, the again, living room TV is included. We simply have those shipped loose, generally speaking, from Jayco here at Haylett RV, so that other than when our techs quality test them to make sure they're working, you're the first people to really touch them. But note too, this gives us an easy way to get to see that articulating swing arm mount. So right now the TV is in a forward-facing position. So if you're sitting at the power theater seat that we already looked at, this is what you'd be seeing, although you'd just be down a little lower. Or you could pivot it to face left or right and kind of split the difference between one of the sofas, so that maybe if you're having a little bit of a guest conversation arrangement, you can. That little ottoman in the middle is one of just those extra little Jayco things that they like to throw in there. And it does have some storage in it, handy little floating bonus seat. But what's also neat is, just like a front living room, you've still got those dual opposing hide-a-beds for great guest capacity. And this right here is when those indirect lights above the slides come in handy. If you know, you have guests over, everybody can kind of see in the morning or at night and navigate the RV without disturbing anybody else. And that's what's cool about this one here. This is a couple's RV with capacity for, you know, 4 to 6 people, including adults. Those are adult-sized hide-a-beds. So from here, we'll head back through that hallway to the bathroom. And I've got some wicked light billowing in right now, so you might have noticed how I have some of those blackout roller shades pulled down, but doing a heck of a job. All the windows, every window is going to open for airflow in here too. And a neat little thing, they fully trim out all their windows, pretty much across all of Jayco now, and just gives it such a nice aesthetic look. The bathroom here does have a sliding pocket privacy door right here. What's nice though is it kind of latches right down in place, so you know, it's not banging around in transit. I like this extra little linen cabinet here in the bathroom. And with the bathroom being on the lower deck, it is holy crap tall in here with holy crap legroom in front of that toilet. I mean, you are never going to feel cramped up in here. One-piece self-reinforced fiberglass shower means you can literally jump from the top rope WWE style with the atomic elbow, brother, and you're not going to hurt that thing. And I mean, I'm not joking. If this is not like one of the best examples of how much taller a North Point or a Pinnacle is in the lower deck compared to most things, I don't know what is. So over here, you've got one of my favorite features, the backlit morning mirror. So that kind of like those indirect LED lights. If you need to use the bathroom at night or in the morning and you don't want to disturb anybody, you're good to go. And this is a sealed edge countertop material here, so it does vary from the kitchen, but it's still a superior material, not like a cheaper T-mold. You can see they're still using nice stainless hardware in there. Now, one thing I didn't talk about in the kitchen area is the lower accent lighting. Now, what's kind of cool is you have one set of switches that activate all the lower lighting in like the bedroom, the kitchen, everything, once again for nighttime mode. And it makes a heck of a difference, doesn't it? It is a big difference being able to see and navigate here at night, but all the light is pointing down so it's not blinding you. 70 by 80 king bed, easy lift with storage below, and you've got dual side stands with household outlets mounted right in the slide box. So for phone charging, CPAP machines, heated blankets maybe, you're going to be good to go here and always have great airflow. Now the rear wall here, once again, it's got this awesome big window, and I had to kind of cover it up, otherwise you'd never be able to see anything with the way that modern cameras work. But you can see we've got full overhead storage above, and that's extra large because we have a larger ceiling in here. And of course, the dual centralized air conditioner back here with the ability, if, I don't know, maybe you want to stand on the bed real quick because it's pretty high up there. But it does have an air dump feature if you want to just drop all the cold air here. Now, you notice that we've got like a full rear wall dresser as well down below that big window, because once again, they just didn't waste an ounce of anything in here. And you can see you've got a set of 4 dresser drawers in the middle with a pair of swing open cabinet doors on each side. Now, something I haven't discussed previously is that all of our cabinet doors have full hidden hinges on everything, and it's just that simple and easy. Close everything right up and give yourself plenty of room to walk around the bed. That's another thing here. This was kind of built with the expectation that most people are going to put a king bed in it, so they made sure there's room to walk around it. And I love what they did with this wall over here. So first of all, up top, you have a monstrously large cavity. And that is going to be something that you'll probably put very uncommonly used long-term storage items up there. In a sense, it's kind of like an attic. But down below it, this would be our washer-dryer prep location, and it can fit a stackable if you are so inclined. But notice how the door slides open. That right there was a stroke of genius, because so many manufacturers will build front living or front kitchen floor plans with a very similar bedroom arrangement, and the door swings open. Problem with a swinging door, it's too close to the bed and too big of a door, so the thing can barely open, and that's not the challenge here. Now this bedroom, actually, if you look at the closet area, this reminds me a lot of Jayco's Class A motorhomes that they build. You've got those his and hers closets with the TV mount in the middle, and again, a TV will be included with this. This camper only comes with 3 TVs because we're roughing it, am I right, guys? And as long as we're at it, hey, why not more dresser storage space? And first of all, God bless America, does that thing have just a stunning, eye-catching look with the front windshield on these North Points. It is just, it's large, it is beautiful. The nose is all automotive painted here, so it will be a little more sun weather resistant. And that is an actual dual pane automotive windshield, so highly impact resistant. One of the questions people have on windshields is, yeah, but don't the stones, can't they hit it? Well, if you take a look at most travel trailers, take note of where the stone guard is on those. It's really down close to the ground, because stones don't tend to get that high. Possible, but just not likely. And it's strong enough, it's probably going to be just fine. There's LED accent lighting right above that windshield. It's just we're staring straight at the sun right now where the trailer is, so you're just not really seeing it. And I want to kind of begin things out here by talking about the beginning of their 5-star handling package on North Point and Pinnacle RVs. Very, very similar thing going on in the Eagle family as well. It starts up here with a MORryde shock dampening pin box system. And if you twisted my arm and said, what do you like better? There's the Trail Air, the Equiflex, the MORryde, whatever. This is my personal preference by the slimmest of margins for one simple fact. Most of these upgraded pin boxes will help soak shocks and jolts front to back. But where this one is a little different is it actually has an 1.5-inch side-to-side travel as well. Because you don't always tend to go over bumps and jumps straight on. Like when you pull into a gas station and you go over that big old hump that they always have, man, they always have a tall entry to a gas station. Well, you're not pulling straight in, you're pulling in on an angle. So that's where I like this a little better. These are very good for having a large front compartment up here. And what I like about it is there's room for like up to 6 batteries if you are so inclined. Plus, you got the handy little extra utility shelf above it too. Now, I also like that they give you easy access to both your docking and your nose accent switches. This does have a 6-point automatic leveling system, so you're going to have amazing campsite stability when you get there. The extra jacks in the middle just make a huge difference. And with this being a cold camp rated system, they have a leveling system that is also shown to work very well in cold camping. Makes sense, doesn't it? Now over here we have our full privatized docking center, as is pretty common in big fifth wheels like this, so I'm not going to belabor this point too awful much. A couple high notes I do want to point out though. We've got our kitchen water filtration system here, or you can just not put a filter in it if you don't care. Side mount solar prep plug, but as we'll see later when we get on the roof, it does have roof solar prep as well. Black tank flush. We have a full outside utility shower at the top here. Plus, we have a very easy to read and understand diagram right in here so that you can see exactly what switches you need to flip in which orientations to be able to have full function of your RV's water systems anytime. Larger 10-gallon gas and electric water heater that is also a fast recharge model, which means you can run the gas and the electric simultaneously, which is pretty darn cool. We will come back to the tires and suspension on the other side of the RV as we go, but suffice to say, if those tires look big, they are. Jayco uses a huge huge set of American-made Goodyear radials on there. And man, even over here on the shady side of the RV, how about the gleam package that they have going on in that skin? That is some pretty smexy looking skin right there. Now, as I back up here, I want to give you a quick look at it with the slides closed. But I had a really unique opportunity where I was able to work with the RV delivery driver that brought this in to showcase the J-Smart lighting feature. Now, our friendly neighborhood Jayco delivery driver was kind enough to work with me on something here. This has what first debuted on Eagle last year. It's called J-Smart lighting. SMART stands for signals, markers, and reverse travel. Now, what you might notice here, you got bright white lights to help you see where you're going if you're backing up at night. Handy for your spotter or a reverse motion camera. Also, when you flip on your turn signals, not just the tail lights blink, but the markers, the clearance lights, all the way down the side of the trailer blink along with you, as well as additional clearance lights at the top of the RV back here, so that you've got a better, clearer understanding, or rather other drivers have a better, clearer understanding of your intentions on the road. Now, as we peel around the back here, down below I want to point out that you have a 2-inch receiver hitch and it's factory installed. And I like to point that out because if it's factory installed, it's factory guaranteed, which means using it isn't going to void your warranty. A lot of manufacturers like to broadcast how they have these. They like to try to make you think they have a 3-year warranty, which they don't. There's a difference between an RV warranty and a structural warranty. Jayco has a full 2-year warranty on these North Points, not a 1-year warranty plus a 3-year rider. But additionally, North Points and Pinnacle models for the 2019 model year and forward are all full-time RV warranted. So people have been using North Points and Pinnacles as full-time RVs for a while, but they always kind of held their breath hoping, well, I hope that never becomes an issue if I am full-timing in it. Now it's not an issue. And the thing is, guys, they didn't just do that. They retroacted it through the beginning of the 2019 model year, so they actually extended coverage to buyers who didn't even plan on it. And that is a classy thing to do, I think. Another of those details that I think they really killed it on when they took the extra time to develop this model. They fixed what I feel is an awning issue that exists on most front kitchens and front living rooms. You've got that slide out, that sofa slide on the door side here, and it gives you all those beautiful door side windows, and that's cool. But it is like right in the middle of where most manufacturers put their awning. But you notice that Jayco kind of took a note from the toy hauler business on this North Point, and they split the awning. So not only are you not losing as much awning space under a slide, or over a slide as it were, but you're actually gaining total square foot of awning space because these 2 awnings are larger than 1 awning would be. They're both power, both have full-length LED lighting. Now, you have a slide under this, yes, but it's a shallow bedroom slide, not a big deep slide out. Now look at this attention to detail. Not only do you have more ride steps front and rear, but you have dual 0G steps. And that is something a lot of manufacturers don't do. A lot of manufacturers, they'll give you a nice step for your, I guess, quote, main door, but the other door, it gets some kind of reduced upscale step. Whereas here, they went full Monty on both of these things. I also like these 0G steps because if you do need to adjust these legs here, it's so much easier to be able to get to these pegs. And look at the extra large entry handle that they're giving you, the way that it drops down. There's more space to be able to grab a hold of this thing, and this is an easy way to get to see that little blue step light that they have there. Now here's a best-in-class feature, Goodyear Beast Endurance radial tires, rated for 87 mile an hour. Now what throws people off is if you look at the specs on this, it's like an E-rated tire. And you see a lot of G-rated tires out there. But the thing is, guys, it's an E-rated tire that actually has more rating than a lot of G-rated tires. The letter doesn't necessarily denote performance. And this is one of those differences there. This is a best-in-class tire, again, rated for 87 mile an hour. And you don't have to go to some kind of industrial tractor tire shop to get air pressure in this. Part of the 5-star handling package is the MORryde compression rubber equalizing 3-inch suspension system there. CRE 3000 is kind of where they get the name for that, compression rubber equalizing 3-inch. There you go. you know, because this is a big rig and you got to be able to get there smoothly. So here's one of the, you know, steps in the normal down position. Another thing I like though is note where the speakers are. The speakers for this thing are down in the skirt. The speakers are not way up high where you're going to blow the neighbors away. And once again, excellent, I guess, coverage, you could say, or easy access to that larger folding entry handle for safer, easier come and go. Now, you do have a full outside shower on the other side, but kind of like Eagle fifth wheels, you can see North Point has begun to include a cold water sprayer port over here on the door side just for some quick campsite cleanup. Now, usually, in a front kitchen or front living room, since there's only one room upstairs, this case being the kitchen instead of a bedroom and bathroom, as is traditional in the RV business, you usually have a small pass-through storage. Now, this may not be as large as some of the other North Point pass-throughs, but compared to most front living or front kitchens, it is very good. It is enough, it's generous, they did it right, and once again, the extra time they spent developing and engineering this model pays off. You saw the TV hookups on the right. Over here we have our full central vac system. We are prepped for roof solar. We'll see that when we go up top. Now you can see how they're using not just single layer, but dual layer radiant thermal barrier foil here. And that is a superior product as compared to the single layer. Easy way to describe it is hot dog paper looking stuff. And there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with that hot dog paper stuff. There's good, and then there's better. And that's what Jayco's using. The entire upper deck has an additional thermal barrier on it. Plus, you can see that white heat vent down here. They are force air heating even the pass-through storage. So they are heating the underbelly. They're heating the pass-through. They have separate thermal barriers in the floor, or in the underbelly, in the floor of the main deck, the upper deck. Everything has been protected, segregated, and that is, you know, and obviously forced air heated. And that is why, despite the fact that Jayco doesn't advertise nonsense R40, R52 values, they have among the very best proven testing cold camp data out there. Well, and hot camp data too. And man, does that thing just have some look and some eye appeal to it. Holy cow, is that good looking. Couple things to talk about out here. A few of them you can see, a few of them you can't. I always like pointing out whenever a manufacturer does a good job being very heavy-handed with their sealants. Jayco's not about being minimal in that regard. That little black cap next to the antenna there, that's a 360 siphon cap. Long story short, what that's going to do is prevent the backflow of black tank odors into your RV. Over here, you can see roof mount solar prep. And with this being such a long RV, there is a lot of real estate to be able to throw some solar panels. You will also notice both air conditioners here are low profile. That's because North Point has a taller profile across the length of the RV. The back of the RV does not taper down quite as much as some other brands, which is one of several reasons North Points are not the lightest big fifth wheel out there. But you're getting more space, more storage, more comfort, more open air inside. These are also both dual 15,000 BTU air conditioners. So a lot of big fifth wheels, if you add a second air, it's a 13.5, which is fine. I don't think that's bad. But Jayco's not about doing enough. They're always about doing a little bit more. Kind of like their Magnum Truss roof system here. The fact that we're walking on plywood roof decking on 6-inch dual arch trusses. Those are uncommon qualities, but those are everyday normal bits of happenstance at the North Point plant. And really, like the plywood decking, that's just a normal thing across Jayco RV. But it's little details like that. It's the thicker box tube steel upper deck frame. It's the you know, the heavier roof construction. It's things like that that cause Jayco's not necessarily to be the lightest, not the least expensive, but one of the better products that you can take a look at out there. You know, there's a difference between good and better. I don't really know that there's bad fifth wheels out there. I don't believe that. I don't think that we only sell the good ones at Haylett RV, but I know that we sell some of the best. And I know that when I look at them, when I boil everything down on paper, I feel that we've got some of the best value offerings to bring to you folks at home. And that's why we like to put these videos together, to kind of demonstrate why we feel that way. So, whether it's hitching pieces, parts, trades, finance, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, and everything between, we do everything except for hidden dealer fees at Haylett RV. And there is nobody too far away to work with us. We have proven that time and time again. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.